Okay, so without the capo, you're in open D tuning. So D, A, D, F sharp, A, D. But then it's capoed at the first fret, which makes it D sharp or E flat. So D sharp, A sharp, D sharp, G, A sharp, D sharp. So you could tune either way. The capo at the first fret makes it confusing, I find, to communicate fret numbers. So for instance, this first chord, it's very easy to find that as being the 13th fret, right? But it's actually the 12th fret in relation to the capo. I think in this video, I'm gonna just use frets in relation to the capo, but that might be confusing when you're up here, but maybe sometimes I'll say both. Okay, this song also is in 3/4 times, so like 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. There's a general kind of strumming pattern of tack, 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 tack. So just keep that in mind. Okay, so the verse starts like this. So this chord is first finger on the 12th fret of the 6th string, second finger on the 12th fret of the 4th string, third finger on the 12th fret of the 2nd string. Your first finger is kind of leaning over and muting the 5th string. So you just get 6, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And then what happens is 1, 2, 3. This is for 2 bars, and on the second bar you do this. So the pinky comes in and grabs the 14th fret, but it looks like the 15th fret, on the 2nd string, just for 1 beat. So it's like 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. That's what happens there. Then the whole thing moves down to the 9th fret, which looks like the 10th fret. And that's for 1 bar. And then down to the 7th fret, which looks like the 8th fret. So that's all in that same shape, right? So with your first finger on the 6th string, your second finger on the 4th string, and your third finger on the 2nd string. And you can just strum it down, 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 down. Or you can do this kind of picking stuff. You know, that's sort of like a choice. The picking thing, in other words, is where you sort of fill out the beats with just picking some of the individual strings. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. 9th fret, 7th fret. Now this chord. This chord's gonna happen a lot in the song, so let's get it. So second finger on the 5th fret of the 6th string, third finger on the 5th fret of the 5th string, pinky on the 5th fret of the 3rd string, and everything else open. That's for 1 beat there, 1 bar, sorry. 1, 2, 3. Then you just slide down to the 2nd fret, but pick up your pinky. So now it's second finger on the 2nd fret of the 6th string, third finger on the 2nd fret of the 5th string. Just keep strumming. That's for 1 bar as well, and then this chord. So now first finger on the 2nd fret of the 4th string, and you're gonna strum everything except for the 6th string. And then third finger comes in and plays the 4th fret on the 5th string. 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And notice that on the record, I just hear it going like this. Live, she hammers this third finger on, so it's like... this is a part where you might do some more like picky thing too, right? Which you don't have to do, you could just go. But if you want, you know, I'm gonna doing like a 1, 2, and 3, and 1, 2, and 3, and you can play around with that. That's the verse. That goes around 4 times. And that leads into the chorus. Okay, so this is this same shape, right? So with your second and third fingers on the 6th and 5th string, but now it's up here at the 4th fret. So second finger on the 4th fret of the 6th string, third finger on the 4th fret of the 5th string. That's for 1 measure. Then this old friend. Second finger on the 5th fret of the 6th string, third finger on the 5th fret of the 5th string, pinky on the 5th fret of the 3rd string. Now you just take this, that's for 1 measure, and then you just take that up 2 more frets. So now it's all on the 7th fret. Same shape. That one's for 2 measures. happens 4 times. And notice now I'm just doing it. This is funny. You could just play it with all the open strings. She adds this note, the 7th fret on the 1st string, which is nice, you can hear it. And then, this is kind of a stretch. 3rd finger grabs the 9th fret on the 6th string, which looks like the 10th fret. So this looks like the 8th and 10th, but it's really the 7th and 9th in relation to the capo. You can let go of this if that's hard, if that's a big stretch. To this chord we just had in the chorus, 2nd finger on the 7th fret of the 6th string, 3rd finger on the 7th fret of the 5th string, and pinky on the 7th fret of the 3rd string. That happens 2 times the first chorus and only once the second chorus. So the first time it does it, and then the second time it holds like that, and the second chorus it just does it once. And that leads into the Tell All Your Friends, which is that chord again, the 5th fret one, and then the 7th fret one again, and now this is a new one. 1st finger on the 7th fret of the 3rd string, 2nd finger on the 9th fret of the 6th string, and 3rd finger on the 9th fret of the 5th string. And there's kind of a picking pattern on that chord, because it kind of goes... That seems about right to me. I'm kind of doing a strum and then maybe like a 3, 1, 3, 4. Strum 3, 1, 3, 4. It definitely doesn't have to be that exact. You can kind of, just strum, strum, pick. Whatever will sound close to it. That happens 3 times. The first chorus that happens, that's a little more active and picky. The second time it's a little more mellow. It's just like all of your friends. After the 3 times, it goes to this chord, which is a lot like that chord we had before, but now the 1st finger is involved. So now you have the 1st finger on the 1st fret of the 3rd string, 2nd finger on the 2nd fret of the 6th string, and 3rd finger on the 2nd fret of the 5th string. This happens for 4 measures. Now this chord, the 7th fret one, that looks like the 8th fret, and then one time she adds a little lick, just 5, 7, 5, open on the 3rd string. So you're in this chord, and then your pinky on the 3rd string picks up for your 1st finger, which is 2 frets down. The pinky goes back down, then the pinky comes back up again. So now you again have the 1st finger there, and then the 1st finger picks up, and the pinky doesn't go back down. It just goes to the open. 5, 7, 5, open, or 6, 8, 6, open. So it's like 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, something like that. Sit with them. I have to restart my camera. Okay, sorry. So you go, you're on this one to this one. 4 bars on each of those. Part is kind of buildy, so sometimes I go into like more like downstrokes. And then at the end of the first chorus, there's like one time through the verse as a little guitar solo, and it's a little different. It's this. Right? So you take that same shape that you had, first finger on the 12th fret of the 6th string, second finger on the 12th fret of the 4th string, and third finger on the 12th fret of the 2nd string. And you move that whole thing up 2, back down 2, down to the 9th fret, down to the 7th fret, 9, 7, 5, all in that shape. wasn't sure if this finger is actually in there. It might just be. Sounds about the same, whether or not you have the second finger on the fourth string. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And then it just becomes like any other verse. So it's, I'll give it to you with the frets as if the capo wasn't there. Then it's like 13, 15, 13, 10, 8, 10, 8, 6. And with regards to the capo, it's 12, 14, 12, 9, 7, 9, 7, 5. All of this, by the way, I'll put a link to a tab of some kind that I'll make. Then you have another verse, another chorus. At the end of the second chorus, what is it about them? Right after it does that thing. So pretend it's the second time you did that little thing. So now you have this kind of outro. Everything open. And this chord. So, okay, it might just be this chord we've seen before, second finger on the fourth fret of the sixth string, third finger on the fourth fret of the fifth string. I hear this note too, though, the fourth fret on the second string. I don't know, it may or may not actually be in there. That's just, finger that like that. So this is 3 measures. One measure on this. Now this is second fret on the fifth string and second fret on the second string. Maybe with, I don't remember if I did it with my first finger and my second finger or my second finger and my third finger. And there's this little riff that I might have screwed up. So that's sliding from 2 to 4 on the second string and then back down to 2. And then open. And I'm picking the third and second strings. So it's like, and then the next string, the next chord is just everything open except the low E. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. You don't have to do that riff though, you can just go. It's two bars on each of those. And then this chord that we know from before, across the fifth fret. This chord that we know before, first finger on the first fret of the third string, second finger on the second fret of the sixth string, third finger on the second fret of the fifth string. And this one that we know from before, second fret. And it repeats that. And the second time, when it gets to here, you just play everything open and a quick with either hand. Grab it, mute it. All right. Hopefully that all makes sense. And like I said, I'll jot a tab and link to it because there's a lot of chords to remember, sort of. But yeah, I hope that all makes sense. Let me know if you have any questions. And thanks so much for watching.